Rutgers. Yeah, it's just been an interesting few months, to say the least.
Very strange, Steve, to have no sports, bizarre.
I mean,
Nothing at all.
It really is. The other day there was something on TV with the where they throwing the beanbags around like
Cornhole.
I found myself watching it, and I'm like, it was exciting. I was like, and then I called my son over. It was like old times. I said, well, this is what we're up against. This is what we're watching now. I mean, I was talking to Geo Baker last night. The last 3 months, can you pack any more in? Between Kobe Bryant and the tournament getting canceled and coronavirus and George Floyd now, I mean, it's a lifetime for people. If this is going on for 3 months, what has happened? Crazy times.
Yeah. All right, Coach. I'll let you get started officially if you want to start off just sort of with some opening thoughts about the program, and then we'll.
I mean, I appreciate first of all you being on, and I appreciate you coming out to talk basketball. And fortunately, with all the stuff going on in the world right now, it's just a crazy time, and I just want to really, I have a statement written, about what's happening, and Jordan can give it to you guys afterwards. But I really felt that the most important thing to address is, what's going on really in our country, during this crazy time. So I'm just going to start by this written, statement. I fully support the fight for change in our country. What happened to George Floyd in Minneapolis is unacceptable and wrong. My heart really goes out to his family and all the families that have been affected by similar events. Racial injustice has existed in our country for too long. In the year 2020, it's evident that we have a long way to go and a lot of work to do. I pledge really to do everything I can as the head men's basketball coach at Rutgers University to be actively involved in the positive change that needs to happen. Our program will take meaningful action and be in the forefront of this effort. We will embrace the work that needs to be done in order to provide a better future. We all must stand together to create the change that is needed in this country because lives are at stake. And, I really just wanted to say that. I really have thought a lot about this, and it's awful, it's wrong. And, I want our program, not just me, I want my players, my staff, all the people associated with our program to be active, to do a great job with creating an environment of change. And things have to change. I've had a lot of unbelievable conversations the last few days. I want to be a great listener as a leader, but I want our program, and we're going to have a program statement too coming out, soon, because I want my players. I love the fact that they're utilizing their social platforms to, voice their opinions, and they're doing some unbelievable things. They're great kids. They're great representatives of Rutgers University. But we need to change, and I want our program to be active in that, not just putting out statements, but have a program in place that other universities can say, wow, they're doing a tremendous amount of good. Try to make this world a better place, and I believe in people, and I believe in my program, and I want to be, really a program that doesn't just talk it, that we walk it. And so I'm looking forward to getting my team back and starting to not only attack the season that we have in front of us, the coronavirus, but social injustice too. I want to attack that and try to make this, a better place and a country of change, and we need to do that. So I just wanted to, kind of put that out there before, talking about basketball and about all those other issues. I hope you guys are healthy and safe, and I hope you guys are blessed, and I know you'll be a part of, making change, and we all have to do better, and we are in a country right now that we need to be better. We need to treat everyone the right way. There's right and there's wrong. And what has happened is wrong. So I want to be part of that change and making things right, treating people the way everybody needs to be treated. So, I'm proud of my, team, and I'm proud of their accomplishments this year. I'm proud of their accomplishments in the classroom, the type of people they are, but this is part of what we need to attack to and try to make change with. So I'm looking forward to putting in a really comprehensive game plan for how to make this world a better place. So just wanted to kind of start, with that before we start about these other things aren't as important when you start thinking about, what we're dealing with. And I think about my players, as I said to you, Joe Baker, the last 4 months has lived a lifetime, between Kobe and between the tournament being canceled and between the pandemic and now George Floyd and the unbelievable situation there. So I really, I miss my players. I look forward to getting them, back. And I look forward to trying to take that next step too with them. So, I just wanted to leave you guys, or lead with that. But on a basketball and pandemic standpoint, we are hoping soon to get our players back. The second summer session is starting up here on June 22nd. Kind of been targeting that date, Jerry, with our guys, James, like 22nd. Because it's an academic start. But B2, I think the state is starting to open up, and we had a nice talk today with the governor too. It's been great. I can only tell you, Pat Hobbs and the governor during this time, their leadership has been, really tremendous when there's no playbook on how to attack all the issues in the pandemic that come from it. So we're in constant contact with, our team. Dr. Bouchard's been awesome, just putting together the steps, get these guys back on campus and to do it safely and to make sure they feel comfortable. It's voluntary. They do not have to come back. Luckily for us, we're in an unbelievable academic situation. Our players did a great job academically, so kids don't have to be back for academic reasons, but to get them back, and I think they're ready to come back too. We had a team GPA this semester, the highest ever in school history, 3.5 team GPA, unbelievable. Randy Larson does a great job with our guys, and our guys did a great job of attacking the online classes and all the different obstacles they had to take. And we had for the year a 3.1 team GPA cumulative, which is unbelievable. We had 9 students with 3.5 or better. We have 16 players with 3.0 or better. I mean, just, an unbelievable academic semester in light of all the different obstacles that we had to face during this period. So I'm really thankful to my team and to all the support staff around that make that happen. But my guys did a great job academically, and I'm proud of that. But that's our next step here. Getting them back on campus and slowly they're going to be tested multiple times. Slowly get them back into basketball shape, get them with Coach Van Dyke, so we could start our journey, have another great season like we had last year. I also want to, just congratulate. We had 4 guys graduate: Quasi, Peter Kiss, Shaq, and Joey Downs. They're all moving on, doing great things. Quasi's getting ready to sign a contract. Shaq has got teams that he can go play for. Joey's going to go to LMU. Film school, and obviously, Peter's transferring. He's going to do some great things at Bryant. So, very thankful to those guys. I only wish I got a graduation picture with all of them. Not a virtual picture, but a real one. But we'll have to get them all back and celebrate them being able to graduate at some other time. Hopefully, during the season, we can get them back, or at the end of the season. So, those are some of my updates. I'm sure you guys got a million questions. I don't have a lot of answers, Jerry, but you guys can go ahead and fire away.
Boy, Steve, there's a lot to unpack here, for sure. Like you said, let me start with going back to George Floyd. And, Steve, the conversations you've had with your players, I mean, what have you said to them, and then the listening you've done, what have you heard from them?
Jerry, I think a really good thing to do at this point in time is just be like a really good listener. the things that they've gone through. And this isn't just my players; it's the staff too. We've just had some really, good conversations, and more so on how moving forward, we can affect change. The different steps. I mean, we have on our own campus the Paul Robeson Cultural Center, and he was one of the pioneers too, an activist back in the 20s. The New Jersey Institute for Social Injustice out of Newark. There's some really good resources here in New Jersey. And our players have talked a lot about, some of the different things that we can do, and voting being a part of that, fundraising, using our visibility as a program. So we're kind of coming together with a game plan. We don't have all the answers right now with it, but, really what I'm hearing from everyone, change has to happen. That's really, Jerry, what I'm hearing. And we all need to be a part, of that change. From the basketball coaches to teachers to regular people in the community to media, we have to make sure their stories are heard. Make sure we're writing more articles about the injustices that are going on. I think, as we come together as a team, formulate our game plan, because I want to be at the forefront of the change and have a good game plan, moving forward. But it's been some great, dialogue and found out a lot about people. When you listen, you find out a lot. A great time to be a great listener for all of us.
Thanks, Steve.
Rob.
Steve, it's James. I guess, what do you tell the guys since they're so far away? And I know we've seen Gio and Ron, they're very outspoken. I mean, what kind of guidance do you give them? And I guess the other question is everyone kind of safe, and everything? So I know you have some guys here, hot spots.
I mean, I'm proud of our guys, and I appreciate that they have a voice, and I support them, fully with their platforms. I think they're going through the same thing a lot of people. There's a lot of self-reflection. There's a lot of what can we do to move things forward. I think there's a lot of questions. I don't know if there's a lot of answers right now, but I think there's a lot more questions. But those questions are good things too to be asked. And I think our players and our program wants to be a part of the solution and a part of change. So they've been safe. Our guys have been working out. That's what I love about our guys. I recruited guys. That was a big thing. I know they're working out. I know they're, conditioning as best they can in the environments that they're at, work with the equipment and facilities that they have to take advantage of. But they've been safe. I think they're looking forward to get back to campus. But they've had to take in a lot the last few months. And that's why I'm so proud of what they accomplished and the things that they've done, even during the middle of, an unprecedented time. So I think as they, get back on campus and get back to some normalcy, with their basketball, it'll be a good thing for them. But we got to bring them back, and they got to be healthy, and it's, strictly volunteer too. If they want to stay where they are and they feel good about that, then they stay where they are. I think a lot of them are kind of itching to get back and get in the gym, and, to be around each other, and I think that would, help us a great deal right now.
Steve, it's Bobby. I just wanted to ask you, you mentioned your players being active on social media. I saw Paul Mulcahy started Grateful for Challenge Foundation. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I love the fact, I recruit good people from good families, and I think this is just a part of it. I think Gio was a part of the Step Back Challenge, which I think was great, especially for the youth in Rutgers Nation, and now Paul with the Grateful For Foundation. Just making the world a better place, and I think our guys have a lot of that, and proud that Paul would take on that initiative, and hopefully you guys will jump on too, and you will do a video and talk about the things you're grateful for, because we all have a tremendous amount of things that are grateful for. Sometimes in these tough times you forget about those things, but we all have a lot to be grateful for. So I'm excited that our guys, have vision like that, have those kind of goals, and proud that we started that up, and hopefully it's something that can generate a lot of good in the state of New Jersey and in the world.
Steve, you said you talked with the governor today. Was that all the coaches at Rutgers, or just you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a few of us that are bringing our teams back right now.
Okay.
And, he's been tremendous. And, it just goes to show very safety conscious and very protective. He's done an unbelievable job. The numbers here in New Jersey have come down. He's made a ton of great calls. And, he was just looking to make sure we were all on the same page. So it was a great call.
Hey, Coach, Rich here from Rivals. How's it going?
Rich, I'm doing great. You well?
Yeah, can't complain. So, this year is going to be a little weird without an AAU season for recruiting-wise. How difficult does that make your job? And what is your thoughts on the virtual live periods that some teams are going to host?
Yeah, I mean, recruiting changing by the minute all the time. You're hearing different rumors when it's going to start up, when it's not. I feel real good about our program because I think we got a lot of really good young players. I feel really good, about the kids that we're involved with, but it's very different recruiting. I'm very much a come and see and watch us practice, meet the people involved in the program. I think what sells Rutgers basketball is the people. It's very hard to get that feel when you're doing virtual recruiting calls and doing virtual tours. We have the best facility now in the country. It's very hard to get that feel, even though we do the best we can with the virtual tours. We do a really good job too in player development. It's hard to see that too when guys aren't on campus, working on their game. So, there's just challenges now. Recruiting's, just challenging. And, when you throw in now the transfer portal has more players than the history of the transfer portal, and it's only going to get, numbers are only going to go sky high more. You just got a lot of moving parts. So I'm very thankful. My staff has done a good job. I feel really good about where we are. I love the young kids that we brought in. I love our older kids. Hopefully very soon we'll get back out and evaluate some kids that we haven't seen. And that's a big part of April. That's a big part of May, and that's a big part of June. In July, obviously. So, I don't know when that next live period is going to be to open up. Film is great. Every highlight film I ever see never has a miss in it. So but it really isn't the way I want to, evaluate. But we do the best we can during the times we have right now.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Yeah, problem.
Steve, you mentioned testing when the players return to campus. Any idea of what that'll look like, or what you'll need to do, or how frequently? Any parameters at all? Just a general idea that you're going to have to test these guys a lot.
Yeah, we're going to test them a lot. We're still kind of working out the details. I just know that, it's going to be constant while they're there on campus. That's to keep everybody safe, especially our players and the staff too. And we are going to do a really good job of trying to keep them, socially distancing and making sure we keep the environment. There's going to be ways to come in the building. There's going to be temperature checks when you come in. You're going to have to fill out forms about how you feel today. Just a lot of different things, from the cleaning of the basketballs to how many people can be in the weight room. We want to try to do a really good job and go to the nth degree to make sure nothing happens to our players. So a lot of testing, a lot of structure to who comes in the building and when, a lot of detail to, checking temperatures and knowing how they're feeling, when they leave and when they get to campus, and having meetings outdoors too. I think those are the nice things now at the ABC, that we have an outdoor, set up too, where we could have meetings in places that we didn't have in the past with the RAC. So, our facility, I feel now, is well more equipped for dealing with this pandemic than the RAC would have been. So I feel, really good about that and the different things that we're putting in place, to keep our guys safe. A whole new look, Jerry. Whole new look to everything.
Like that.
A whole new normal. mean, the calls that I've had and the details, that we're going through, and to make sure everyone's safe, and it's going to be a continual thing too. It's not just first day come in, test, and then no, continuation of all that. Continue to remind them about their responsibilities, and that's what I like about my team. They're very responsible, but they're going to have to be responsible too for who they let into their community. Very important.
Steve, I guess my question would be, because I know there's different guidance for indoor versus outdoor. You guys are going to be able to actually practice inside in the gym? I don't like to be funny. I'm just are you sure of that?
No, I never said we're practicing. We can't practice.
I meant like June 22 workouts or anything.
Well, they're volunteer workouts, is what they are, and so I feel bad for Coach Shiano. By the way, it's his birthday today, so happy birthday, Coach Shiano. But we can work out one player.
Okay.
I'm hoping on July 1, which hasn't been established yet either, that they go back to 8 hours. With us, but we can really adjust our numbers, to whatever we need, and we can utilize, like Dave Van Dyke in our weight room, we can actually push the weights outside. We have a window that opens. We have a lot more things available to us, and our numbers are just going to be smaller. We may have 10 guys on campus. We can work out in groups of 2. We can work out in groups of 3. We can work out in groups of 1. And I'm not so worried about contact right now. That's going to have to come later. We can do things individually where there's no contact. So, we're going to do everything that we can through the guidelines of what we need to do, but we can really shift our numbers around. We're not a football program. We're not with those kind of numbers, and we have plenty of room in our facility to make sure we lift weights, whatever that number is. Small numbers or what have you. So, I feel really good about that. I wouldn't feel as good. It's just a rack, but I feel really good. We have way more space in our facility now. We have way more ways to work out outside. And I hope, too, that we can do some workouts outside, too, because I think that, guys have been doing that anyway. So we can get shots up on an outdoor court, too. So, just like to get them back so they get back into, basketball shape and get back into the weight room and have the facilities available that we have for them.
I just want to clarify, because the order itself seemed to be about outdoor activities, and obviously basketball is played indoors. How do you kind of prepare for this season? Do you have different plans about when games might be played? I guess there's some thought that everything might get shifted and start in January, potentially.
I mean, like you guys, I've heard everything, and I don't really know if anyone has, any idea. I think it's a good thing as the NFL and the MBA and all these teams starting back up. I think that's a good sign for college athletics, but I think they're going to have to make decisions on football season for us. So I've heard anything from league season to pushing things back, and then I heard we're starting on time. So, I don't think anyone quite knows that today on June 1st. I think it's going to be a change, change by the month, and as we get a little bit closer, kind of, get a better feel for everything, and that's kind of, I've talked on these WebExes and Zoom calls with, everyone talks, and there's a lot of different models. I think until the states start opening up, until, we have a real good control over this virus, I think you're going to just continue to speculate, on everything coming across the board. But we're counting on having a great season, and, I want to prepare that way. That's why I want to get my guys back to, campus and get them back to, what they kind of know.
Steve, have you been able to sort of advise these guys on how to stay in shape during these strange lockdown conditions, as far as getting shots up or whatever they can do?
We have calls every week with them. Coach Van Dyke's doing a really good job of trying to stay on top of it as best he can. Again, I trust my players. That's a big part of this. I know they like to play, and when I talk to them, they're out, they're shooting, they're working out with their parents, or they're working out with one other person. They're in the gym alone. They're doing stuff outdoors. They're finding ways to do pull-ups and sit-ups. Maybe they don't have the weights. But my guys like to work out. So, and I do know every day I get the text on the phone, when is the APC opening? Every day I get it. Can I just go in there myself? I'm going to work out outside today. It's raining. I get those all the time. So I'm hoping at some point in time we can get back into the APC, even if it's just one person, working out and shooting and those kind of things. But those decisions are made at a higher place than me. So I am confident my guys are working out.
Steve, you have a Division I athlete living under your roof right now. How much do you think that being a parent of college-age students and a Division I athlete kind of changes the way you look at it versus if you were just a coach?
I mean, it really changes things because, I look at everything, too, from a coaching, but from a parent lens. And my daughter just went back to Chicago, so, I know the worries that go in when she was here. I knew what she was doing that go in, and that's why I'm very conscious of, bringing kids back as long as they want to, and as long as we explain what the guidelines are, getting them back to playing and getting them back to, safety. But I think being a parent of a daughter who was recruited and my other daughter recruited, my son who goes to Rutgers, is a freshman at Rutgers, how he's looking forward to getting back to campus and getting back to his life just as a regular student. I see it firsthand, and I think it helps me, make decisions, and it helps, guide how I'm looking through the lens of a parent too. So, I think that's been, a good thing for me, as I get older, to use as a tool, and how I approach things. It's the same way, and I'll tell parents this all the time. My daughter goes away to school. I want to make sure she's safe too. That's the number one thing for her. And when she's not, I want to know, and I want her home. So this is just new times for everybody, and we're fighting a virus and, that no one can see, and it's not easy. All right.
Anything else, guys?
Thanks a lot for doing this, Steve. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, guys, no, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Hope you stay safe. Keep your family safe. No, I'm praying for you guys all, and I'm praying for us all to be together sometime soon, even if we're 6 feet apart.
Sounds good. Stay in touch.
On the deck at the APC, 6 feet apart, on the deck.
June 22nd, I'll be there.
Look forward to it. All right, guys, you have a great day. All right, thanks for being on.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, Steve.